Hello, students. Welcome to STEM Work. I am your host, Bhuvan Verma. This is a special series recorded by WRO India National Organizer, India STEM Foundation. Our efforts are supported by National Council of Science Museums, NCSM, to showcase how STEM works for schools. A quick shout out to Arav Anil, Aran Patwari, and Nishant Kumar of Team Kinesthetics, who presented a business model of a smart spoon that helps Parkinson's patients to have a meal without worrying to drop it. They stood first in WRO Future Innovators Senior category. So, hurrah to them. Okay, students, friends, today we have someone very special for you to learn from. Principal Dr. Vinodita Sankhyan from Sri Ram Ashram Public School, Amritsar. Welcome, Dr. Sankhyan, to STEMworks Talk Show. How are you?
Good, Bhuvan, and it's a pleasure to connect with WRO and be on your show.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Okay, diving straight into our question. And this first question is of interest to both teachers and students. Can you tell us how does STEM education help strengthen implementation of National Education Policy 2020?
As far as national education policy is concerned, I am a CBSE resource person for that, and I do CBSE workshops in different schools. I've almost done around 12 to 13 workshops in different CBSE schools. So I understand the NEP very fairly well. The basic motive of NEP is experiential learning, hands-on learning, right? The child should get a hang of things and he should know how to apply his wisdom. Basically, if that is what NEP seeks the child to accomplish, then that means STEM education, which is absolutely based on hands-on learning and experiential learning, it will come very handy. It will see itself in a very prominent mode in the coming future. So that is how STEM is going to go side by side with the NEP formula.
Absolutely. So, boys and girls listening to Dr. Sankhyan, do remember hands-on learning is critical to your pedagogy, to your learning experience at schools. Okay, moving on to my next question, Dr. Vinodita. How does STEM education help them learn about entrepreneurship?
See, when we talk about STEM, right, in that there is a lot of creativity, there's a lot of problem solving, there's a lot of critical thinking. You are given a situation, right? What all wisdom and what all knowledge you have acquired through your books, through your classrooms, now is the time to apply that knowledge. And then you run your horses to see what is the answer to this. See, when you start solving a crossword puzzle, the initial one or two crossword puzzles, you are at the sea. You don't know how to figure it out and how to solve. But when you solve the basic 2, 3 puzzles, by the time you are on the fourth or the fifth puzzle, you get the hang of it and you can do it instantly. The same is here. When you start STEM education, you are basically doing all that critical thinking, thinking out of the box and finding a solution to a problem. And that develops a knack for entrepreneurship. No wonder globally, we are now seeing a huge culture of entrepreneurship. Everywhere there are startups. That is because of this aptitude that is being developed.
Right, absolutely. I mean, this is the sum of so much of knowledge, to be with the global trends, to be with the entrepreneurship trends. Like you mentioned, Dr. Sankhyan, all students have to be part of this movement. And this subject is, gender agnostic and also subject agnostic, to be honest. It affects all streams of education. There are so many misconceptions my students, often come to me across, and I'm sure they come to you seeking knowledge as well. Can you tell our students what are some of the myths and misconceptions that you have heard from students, and how do they deal with these myths and misconceptions?
See, normally what the students feel is when we talk of STEM, students feel that you have to be excellent in mathematics, you have to be very good in computers, you have to be very good in all these paperworks and calculations. They are a part of it. I would not say they are not important, but then any student who can be innovative, who can find a solution to a problem, is a student of STEM. So there is absolutely no issue that A student can do it and B cannot. Another thing that I would like to mention here, both for the students and for the parents, the research that is going on in different areas by different bodies, all researchers, they are presenting this, that 83% of the jobs in future will be revolving around STEM. And two-thirds of the world economy in the near future is going to be around STEM. So if you want, any school would want the child to be profitably employed, and the parents would want the children to be well settled. So if the jobs and the economy are so heavily dependent and so heavily associated with STEM, it obviously makes sense for us to give that hand to the children in school.
Wow. So all parents listening into this show, you just got the key to the future. If you want your wards, your pupils, your students, whom your guardians to have control of their careers, STEM education is certainly a pathway. Thank you, Dr. Sankhyan, for such a detailed response. Okay, from the past question stems my next question. So what are some of the STEM career choices that school students can aspire for when they go in for graduation and so on?
See, all students who are in school, any student, any school, any board, these days is hooked on to online portals. They are shopping online, they are marketing online, they are doing everything. Now, with that brings in your solutions, your softwares, your STEM modes, and everything. So it is not that the jobs that they are going to get in future are basically only of coding or are only of graphics, are only based on computers. No, there'll be ancillary jobs, there'll be so many other jobs associated with STEM, and it is not just computer related. So that is just a myth, and there'll be n number of jobs. Only the question will be, how good are you at upskilling yourself? That is important.
Absolutely. So students, whether you are a musician or budding to be an archaeologist,
Absolutely.
or going to be a next Zirodha, or whoever you want to aspire, these are the basic tools. Thank you so much, Dr. Sankhyan, for detailing this response for our students. I'm sure they will have their moment of meaning through this conversation. On to my next question. My students are very curious to know, what does one understand from integrated inquiry, and why is it important for the students?
See, wonderful question. When we talk of integrated inquiry, let me make it very clear that NEP very, very strongly recommends that from grade 6th onwards to grade 8th, the teaching learning process, may it be on the multiple intelligences factor or may it be on the factor of design learning, it is all going to be integrated projects, integrated worksheets, integrated samples that they are bringing. And beyond 8th standard, it is going to be interdisciplinary. So these two are the catchwords in NEP. So that is how STEM plays a very important role. And that is how it takes on its fold the NEP thing and the practical solutions to any kind of a problem.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Dr. Sankhyan, for sharing some very powerful ideas with our student viewers and also for teachers in our ecosystem. We hope they will find their moment of meaning in this STEM Works session. This session of STEM Works was curated by India STEM Foundation, which is the national organizer of World Robot Olympiad in India. World Robot Olympiad is an event for science, technology, and education, which brings together young people from all over the world. Schools are invited to enter teams of 3 students to participate in this competition. Participating teams need to create, design, and build a robot model that look and behave like human athletes. The competition progresses from preliminary to the final judging stages. Please visit our website or click on the links in the description. We are very grateful to you, Dr. Sankhyan, for sparing time. Till the time we meet again with another STEM work session, keep tinkering and share this video with your parents and peers. Thank you very much.